bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get the strike. And guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hit us, remember the time.
Everybody coming through the door, Shalom, everybody coming through the door. I'm gonna let 2 more people get in before we get started. But yeah, I just heard some news and everything. Derek James and them, and Charlo with them, they knew about the Canelo fight 2 months ago. Hey, anti-black cherry. Charlo's not gonna come in heavy against Canelo either. Derek James already said it. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. Anti-black cherry, like around like the hour before I have to take my medicine, like that shit be wearing off. Like the same. It's like around 11 o'clock, I be in pain. Like around 7, I be in pain. And then like around 4, I be in pain. Like I gotta take it at 8 hours. Salute, Todd. Salute. Let me go ahead and get to this and let y'all hear this what Derek James said. Let y'all hear what Derek James just said. What's going on, Coach Amber? All right, first we'll get in here. I'm gonna let y'all hear what Derek James said. He was talking to them about the Charlo fight.
I think it's, for him, you know what I mean? It's all about, I believe it's about speed and athleticism. So I don't think you should gain too much weight. I don't think you should come in at 168 for no reason at all. Your abilities and your athleticism is what your advantage is. So I think that's the key element. That you don't take away what your advantage is.
So no catch weight.
So see, Coach James and them, they are already setting it up. Charlo's gonna come in like around 162, maybe 163. He's not gonna be 168. They're gonna use their speed on Canelo. Respect, James Dugan. Just do shalom, brother. I had to move my time up, bro. I didn't know you was coming on that 4, bro. That's why I moved the time up. I said I ain't gonna clash with my brother. There go the link right there. Yep. You can hop on up here if you want to. Just do, you know, I put the link out for people to go ahead. Yeah, you know, bro. You know we family, bro. I didn't even know you came on at 4 o'clock. I thought it was a time that nobody else come on. That's why I switched it to that time. But yeah, I just say I come on about 2:30, 3 o'clock. You know, that way I don't get in the way of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? That way. 3 o'clock. Yep. Yeah, Derek James knows exactly what he's doing. Because that's what I said. John Ryder was able to box Canelo, box his ass off the second half of the fight. And now Charlo going in there. Charlo is much faster and athletic. Canelo hasn't been in there with a slick fighter since Erislandy Lara. Bivol wasn't a slick fighter. He was just big and he was fundamentally sound. That's why he gave Canelo everything he could handle. But Jermell Charlo, he's going to do Canelo the way Canelo hasn't been done. And what's crazy is they been knew about this fight months in advance. I'm gonna let Derrick James tell y'all that. Hold on. Because I was listening to the interview. And this is what they were saying. Hold on.
For him, you know what I mean?
Stronger at 168 than he did this.
Whatever. It's kind of like I was like, okay, it's good. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, this deal. It was just a conversation. And, you know, I mean, it was like maybe like a month and a half, 2 months. I don't remember the conversation.
See, everybody think Jamel just took the deal, but Canelo came over there for that deal.
Fighting Canelo.
See, listen.
What he needs to do to be successful.
Yeah, it was like a big plot twist, like because we all thought it was going to be Jamal fighting Canelo, and then when they announced Jamal, everybody's like, "What the heck? No way!"
Right? Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, it's like that's why you just gotta take your time before you announce something because people today want to be first, not right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this way you gotta. It's like pump the brakes and like let the process play out.
Okay, so with that being said, then you guys had kind of already gotten a heads up, like a month ago, that it would be Jermell fighting Canelo?
I mean, it was just a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, you know, a conversation, a process, you know. So he and I had it, and I told him how I felt about it, and he said, okay. And then, you know, I mean, I don't know how, I mean, it was like maybe like a month and a half, 2 months ago. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was. It was just a conversation. And then, you know, I mean, that was kind of it. I told him how I felt about it, you know, and then I didn't necessarily know that it was going to be a real deal.
See, so Charlo, he already had that deal in the works. That's for everybody that's saying he stole his brother's fight. Jamal's not in no shape to fight nobody right now. He needs to get his demons taken care of. And we all pray for Jamal. Hope he get better. Hope he get back on the right path because that boy right there is great. Like, Jamel's good. But Jamal, that boy was, I think, was the better of the two. Like, he was so disciplined, had the jab, had the power. That's why he went up. That's why he went up in weight. Because he didn't want to take the shine from his little brother. Well, his brother, they twins. So, but he knew he could take the power of the people up above, and he let Jamel rock the 154, while Earl rocked the 147. You know, they the three Bash brothers, they say. But Earl, he sat there and said he can take Crawford power. No problem. He said he'll walk through Crawford stuff. And I'm going to let you hear what Earl said. This is out of Earl's mouth himself. Let me see. I don't got it on here. I don't know how to pull it up. Oh, hold on. I know exactly how to pull it up. But yeah, Earl sat there and told him, like, yeah, I can take it shots. Like, I'm not worried about that. Because, see, everybody's talking about, can Earl take Crawford shots and stuff like that? Earl ain't got no problem with that. Earl knows what he can and can't do. A boxer knows what they can and can't do. You feel what I'm saying? And they know whether they can take a shot or not. And you know what you can do when you sizing up your opponent.
You know what you're about to do. You know what kind of performance you're about to have. What are you about to do, and what kind of performance are you about to have?
I'm doing the same thing I always do. Just basically punish my opponent. So, I'm going to put on the great show and great performance.
He said he's going to punish his opponent.
It's going to be entertaining. So, hopefully he comes with his A+ game. And, he comes with his A+ game. I put my A+ game. We both gonna put on great performance, both on great show, and it's gonna be one for the books.
You said I went on that $1 million a game. You said you were watching your Dennis Ugas on All Access.
He's gonna hit me. He definitely gonna hit me. But then usually is, just because of everybody, what I'm gonna focus on and how I want to fight, and how my coach think I should fight, and then we put it all together and come out with a victory come July 29th.
You said you know how he fights. Usually a slow starter. You said if he's trying to download data, he's gonna get a virus in this fight. Do you foresee yourself taking a lead, burying him early, taking the lead in this fight, and he won't be able to get himself out of that hole?
Nah. I mean, I see him coming out probably a bit more assertive than he usually is, just because of everybody saying that. So I think he'll come out a bit more assertive than he usually do. I'm not naive. I know everybody's saying it. I mean, he's hearing it and his coach is hearing it.
Yeah, Coach Amber. EJ spars between 16 to 24 rounds. His last 4 rounds is male.
He's knocked out every welterweight he's fought. But do you feel like your punch resistance will be better than his? And along like Derek James, coach, when he gets asked about the counter punching, he goes, okay, and like, so basically saying, even if Terrence is landing his counters, my guy can take it. My guy is going to hold up and still keep walking through them. Do you feel like your punch resistance will be just fine against a guy who's knocked out every welterweight so far?
Definitely. I think my punch tolerance is definitely taken, but it's just for me. I just got to focus on what our game plan is and what we got to do, and the objective is not to get hit.
See, Earl sitting there saying definitely, and see the reason why Earl can do that. See, Earl, they don't spar little people. Earl spars light heavyweights and heavyweights. Earl spars between, well, lately, DJ said he been sparring about 20 rounds, and then he put a fresh Charlo in for the last 4 rounds to push Earl, going full speed, because that's to represent the championship rounds. So Earl don't get tired of the championship rounds. That's what they doing. And so Earl and Jamel, they going full at it, but Jamel has to wear rear protectors. They say even AJ had to put some rear protectors on against Earl. AJ said Earl hits with so much power. He said Earl hits about as hard as any heavyweight he's been in there with. He said Earl hits harder than Ruiz, Usyk, all that. So you got Errol Spence. He's really walking around at like 160. He's in the 150s right now because, well, he's probably about still in the 160s because they cut the last week. That's when they cut the most weight. And Errol Spence, you got to know he hits hard. He breaks bones. Bones are not meant to be broken. But he does that. And the accumulation, don't realize the accumulation of punches. Like if you hit somebody through the meat, after that spot's been hit so many times, it spreads and it gets thinner. The muscles separate. And it's easier access to the bone. Yeah, Coach Amber, they said they did a little light sparring. They was doing a lot of technique, but they said Earl ripped one off on them. They used to spar with Sir Marcus Brown, but I don't think he in the camp no more. I don't know about this one. Thrill Hill salute. But yeah. They say he even got there with Ryan and just, wasn't trying to go hard though. But, EJ got that dog. He got to test everybody. But they got a few light heavyweights that earn. The man is a monster. And his will, he has an abominable will. And This man has been through the trial and the fire, and he was fine-tuned, I hate to say it, by that Ferrari crash. That was the last thing he needed to become great, because he already had everything for it. He just didn't have the right mindset, because he wanted to party and do all that other stuff. But after that right there, EJ was able. What the hell? Hold on 1 second. I think I just hit the wrong button. All right, yeah. EJ was able to get his mind back right and get focused and double back down. See, because Earl said 50% of him is better than any of these welterweights out there. And he proved it. He was 50% against Mikey, Danny, Sean. He wasn't even having strength and conditioning. He was 200 pounds when he had to go to training camp for Mikey Garcia. He had to have a fat camp. And see, Sean Porter didn't get that strength and conditioning either. If it did, he would have ended up like your Danis Ugas. Yeah, I'm about to drop this link right here. Anybody want to come up here and talk with me? We can. Hold on, y'all know how we do. We like to discuss boxing here. This is a sports bar. It ain't a sports bar unless we sit there talking. Hold on. And yeah, some people say I was a Boots hater. I'm not a Boots hater. I feel like Boots did a great job. And I'm going to tell you, though, Boots did a great job with what he had to face. If y'all don't remember, Rashidi Ellis, for the first 7 rounds, was beating Villa from pillar to post. He was looking like a star. He was looking like Sugar Ray on that guy. And if you say he wasn't, then you're lying. Rashidi was beating that man. It was a showcase fight for Rashidi. Rashidi was supposed to look good against Ramon Villa, and it was going to build up him and Boots' fight. But Rashidi ran out of gas. And Ramon Villa got a second win and came in, dropped Rashidi twice, and they ended up, I guess they felt like it'd be a better fight with Ramon Villa and Boots instead of Rashidi, since Rashidi gassed out. And Rashidi lost on the cards. They made a call. They felt like Ramon Villa was action-packed. They felt like he'd be a better test for Boots, and Rashidi got that call. He got that call that he was getting dismissed, and he got dismissed. The business side of boxing is very dirty. The business side of boxing, they look at matchups, what matches up the best, what makes the best money, what people want to see. And Ramon Villa, when he showed that heart and he dropped Rashidi Ellis, they like Spanish and black fights. Those generate a lot more money than 2 black people. However, Shalom, bro, blessings. Appreciate that $5 super chat. Shalom, brother, blessings on blessings. Appreciate that. I appreciate all the super chats, but if y'all can, my Cash App is posted up there. I don't like giving YouTube all that money. Cause like I said, they get like 70%. We get 30% on them Cash App. I mean on the super chats. But I appreciate it anyway. If you gotta send a super chat, hey, peace and blessings. And I appreciate all the contributions. I love it all. Appreciate you. But yeah, Rashidi Ellis, he failed in the showcase fight. Ramon Villa, when he dropped Ellis twice, the decision makers made the decision. They was like, look, this guy right here, we might can market him and sell him. We'll put him up against Boots. And so they took the win from Rashidi on the cards. Oh, Coach Amber, they are gonna break that. They are gonna break it because we really want that fight right there. I think Bud and them does at least a meal. Easy. They do at least a meal easy. Everybody's talking about that fight. I think PBC has 3 fights that do over 1 million pay-per-view this year. They had the Tank and Ryan, which got it started. They got the Bud and Spence, and now they got the Canelo and Charlo. Canelo averages. Canelo will do a meal easy because he did 800 with Caleb Plant. out mixtape. I told you can get up here and debate that with me, but Earl has felt power more than Bud. He felt Emmanuel Larte's power. He felt Danny Garcia's power. They said Danny Garcia is arguably the hardest hitting welterweight. The hardest hitting welterweight, Danny Garcia. Harder hitter than Bud. Yes. Yeah, my thing messed up. Sitting up here smoke me a goddamn joint real quick. I'm sorry. It helps with the pain. Helps with the pain. Sorry about that. Hey, James, come on back up here, bro. My thing crashed for a second. Got my hair tied back. Thinking about getting it twisted down or something. It's all over the place. But let me put the link back out there for you, bro. Yeah, I got to, man. Like, I ain't supposed to be smoking, but supposed to eat it, not smoke it, because we're not supposed to smoke. But hey, this right here, it helps with the pain, man. That gas. Well, it's essentials, whatever they call that shit. It puts you down there. Yeah, we smoking bud right now, Auntie Black Cherry. I call this right here the Terrence Crawford pack. This that Terrence Crawford pack. What's up, Dwight Anderson? But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, Danny Garcia hits harder than Bud, ball out mixtape fire. They even had that thing where where boxers was testing their power. Danny Garcia hit over 900 pounds of pressure. Yeah, they fight. They be hitting. But Charlo, he's moving up correctly. Derek James got him not going all the way up in weight. And that's the way it needs to be. But Derek James has a chance to be 3 times undisputed coach right now. Because Errol Spence gets undisputed and Charlo goes up and beats Canelo. And that's another undisputed. And everybody's sitting there downplaying the Charlo Canelo fight. I'm going to tell you the situation that's about to happen. Charlo's about to fight Canelo. He wins, he's going to drop them belts. He's going to drop that WBO belt. And Earl, he's going to come up because Buzz already told us he don't want the rematch. He already said he does not want the rematch. Bud done said it already. This is a cash grab for him. And he already knows what's going to happen. He said it out his mouth. He didn't mean to say it, but he ended up saying it. So when Bud loses, he don't want the mixtape. I mean, not the mixtape, damn. He don't want the rematch. He want to go ahead and get his money and go out there and chill with his family. Because if you remember, he said he didn't want to fight past 35 anyway. He didn't want to fight past 35 anyway. And Errol Spence, he's going to come up. And he comes up the WBO route. Charlo can just drop the WBO belt. And Tim Zoo's the mandatory right there. And Earl coming up, he's going to be a mandatory as well. So Errol Spence can fight Tim Tszyu for the WBO belt since Tim Tszyu's been disrespectful and calling Earl out, saying that he'd come down to 147 and beat Earl. But he got to realize Earl is the A-class boogeyman, and he's the A side, so he's not coming to Australia to fight you. You're going to fight Earl over here. You're going to fight him in Dallas Cowboy Stadium because it's big fish season. And Tim Tszyu is really a basic fighter, and I hate the fact that you got people out here on the internet and on the YouTubes, and you got Paulie Malignaggi and all these talking about Charlo ducking Tim Tszyu. How the fuck do you duck a Tim Kazoo? The man beat a washed out fighter, man. Tony Harrison was washed out. After Charlo knocked that man out, he almost lost to Garcia. And then he beat the same guy Earl beat that just got destroyed by Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora beat that man from pillar to post. So All that shit that Tim Kazoo talking, man, that shit's irrelevant. He's gonna get his. He's gonna get his. Ricky Wright, I'm talking about Tim Zoo. Costa Zoo's son. The guy that's in line for the WBO belt. That's calling out Charlo and Errol. But you know what they say, you get what you ask for. And he asked for the right thing. Hell yeah, Rick. Fuck them both. And when they get in that ring, Tim gonna understand because Tim's just a straightforward fighter. He doesn't have no variations. And like when he was in that with Ocampo, all he did was sit there and throw haymakers. Ocampo didn't have no defense. That man sat there and threw 4 or 5 haymakers and caught the man. Now, if Ocampo would have sidestepped and hooked or dipped and threw a straight right, he would have laid Tim Zoo out because Tim had all his momentum and force behind the punches. And he was just throwing. With no damn motherfucking discretion, he was just throwing shots. And who wants to step up here with me? Let me get some boxing knowledge up here with me to go back and forth with. Anybody want to sit there and discuss boxing, just get up here with me. That's how we do it up here. You know, this is a sports bar. You know how you sit there and talk in the bar, the barbershop, sports? That's how we do it over here, bro. I try to make this a family environment. Anybody can get up here and talk. And I'm not going to, and we don't disrespect people over here. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. That's what makes us different as people. If we all had the same opinion, then it'd be boring. Boxing is about debating and going back and forth and saying which fighter you like and why you like that fighter. Like, I have no problem with the Devin and Shakur argument. I can see both sides. I feel like Shakur should have took the money and took the fight because it's a rites of passage for great fighters to take low offers to get greatness. Floyd did it. Earl took 25% versus Kell Brook. People don't realize that. But, hey. I guess since he got good with the Jamil Herring, Rick Timms, Shalom, brother, what's going on? I guess since he got over on that Jamil Herring situation, he feel like he's supposed to get good each time. And Devin, I mean, I understand where he coming from because he did do what he did, but you're not gonna be in a low ball Regis pro grade and he the champ. See, Devin feel like since he won undisputed and then he beat Loma, see, they felt like he was gonna become the A side to everybody except for Tank. But it didn't happen that way. Especially when you only sell 100,000 pay-per-views at $40. That's a $4 million buy. And if you think about it, if Tank offers Devin 10%, Devin fans can't get mad because Tank did $106 million in pay-per-view money revenue off his 1.4 buys. Devin did $4 million off his 100,000 buys at $40. So Tank did 106 million, and we're not including the gates because you know Tank and Ryan had a record-breaking gate. We just talking 106 million and 4 million. 10% of 106 million is 10,600,000. So if Tank offers Devin 10%, they can't complain about that. It'll be his biggest payday ever. If he offers them 5%, that'll be 5.3. You know, so they can't cry about it. Undercard, I'm gonna drop the link for you, bro. So they can't cry about it because hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But I hope Shakur and they do that mandatory because PBC, if it goes to a purse bid, I'm pretty sure PBC will buy that fight because you know they putting on all the big fights anyway. And Shakur and Devin, I don't care what you say is a big fight. It's gonna do at least 300 to 400,000 pay-per-views. That's Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. That's a boxer's dream fight right there. You get to see two fighters that are chess. It'd be a great game of chess. Two technical fights. Well, Mr. Vegas, Tank didn't got to fight Devin, but Tank can offer Devin what he wants to offer him, and Devin either take it or he don't. What you got to realize is Tank is the A-class boogeyman. He's the moneymaker. He can offer Devin a $5 million flat fee and just be like, look, we only giving you $5 million for this fight. It's more than what Devin has made in his career. And if Devin don't want to take it, then he can go to Shakur. See, you got to realize, just like Canelo, he offers people what he wants to offer. Canelo offers people 90-10 splits. He did it with Caleb Plant. Yeah, Devin got all the belts, but Tank don't care about the belts. That's just money out of his pocket. Tank don't want to pay the purse. He don't even care about the belts. And when you only selling 100,000 pay-per-views and I'm selling 1.4 million pay-per-views, then it's my fans. So it's my revenue. So if you don't want what I'm offering you, then you don't have to fight me. I can get somebody else. And that's how that works right there. The belts matter, but it don't matter when you out there against a pay-per-view star. See, the only reason Crawford was able to do this with Spence is because Crawford had something Spence needed. He needed that other belt for Undisputed. Tank doesn't care and doesn't want them belts. If he get them, oh well. He don't care about that. He care about money. I mean, Mr. Vegas, I understand. Mr. Vegas, hit the link, buddy. Instead of you keep typing, and we just have a conversation as men. Just hit the link. We can talk about it. That way you ain't got to keep typing it, brother. And that way people can hear the way you hear your thing. They can hear your point of view. We can go back and forth. Everybody know, I'm respectful. I want to hear your side, and I give you my side. Let's go. Tank better not rematch Pitbull Cruz, man. He beat that man with one arm undercard. You beat that man with one hand. What is that a rematch, man? And Isaac Cruz denying everybody. He's not trying to fight nobody with any risk because he's scared of messing up that Tank fight. And he doesn't even deserve another Tank fight. You lost with one hand. He just want that check. Everybody's trying to enter the Tank sweepstakes. Mr. Vegas, all you got to do is just hit that link I posted, brother. And it'll put you right on. This ain't them other channels, bro, that's going to sit there and berate you up here, bro. Like, if you check my other lives, bro, we have grown-up conversations, bro. But yeah, if you the cash man, that's one thing. You can sit there and say take it or leave it. Canelo does it all the time. He can offer you anything if you don't want it. If Devin don't want what Tank offer him, then Devin ain't got to take it. And Tank just move on. He's not missing out on nothing by Devin not accepting the offer. But it'll be his biggest fight. It'll be his biggest amount of money that he's ever did. So why would that matter? Jabin to death. Shalom, brother. What's going on?
What's good, man? How you doing, man? I'm on here. I'm just trying to talk to everybody about Errol Spence. I don't know why people be saying Errol Spence can't box, man. That should be pissing me off because he really can box. He's had so many fights where he showed that he can box, and these people be talking about how Bud is gonna run around him and box him all night and just beat him. That's how everybody talking, but I don't see that happening.
Oh, it's the reason why, brother. Have you looked at the line in Vegas?
Yeah, I
Right
seen some.
You see, Terrence Crawford got 90% of the bets right now in Vegas, and they're pushing the line up even more. And see, I think Vegas is pushing the agenda. Yeah, the agenda, Rick Timms, because you see all these professionals is choosing Bud. Like us hardcore boxers, we choosing Earl. But you see a lot of these professionals and the people that's in front of cameras, they talking Bud. You got Roy Jones, all them sitting there saying Bud. And hey, Bud's line is going up, and I'm kind of mad that I bet it early because it's a lot better line out there. Like I done lost some points, really, because the line done got bigger. Like it was like 105 plus Earl. Now it's like 160. Hey, bro, you got a lot of background noise over there, bro.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so they gotta push it that way because and yes, Coach Amber, exactly. EJ has the best foot placement in the game. That's why people always stand in front of Earl. People be like, why do you just stand in front of Earl? Because Earl makes you stand in front of him. Earl does not let you get away. When you take a step, Earl takes a step. If you take a step forward, Earl will take a step back to counteract that. If you take a step back, Earl will take a step forward. If you go to the right, Earl goes to the left. Earl keeps you in his kill zone. Earl keeps it where he can sit there and attack you, and he can be right in the range of his punches.
He
That's
knows
how Earl
exactly
fights.
what he's doing.
Earl,
He doesn't exert too much energy. Like he's smart about his foot placement. And also they talk about angles and how Crawford can get different angles. Did they not see Earl box and get angles on Lamont Peterson or get the same angles that he had to get on Sean to get knocked down? I don't understand when people be talking about saying he just straight line fighter, just walking down fighter. That's all they say. And then
a lot of
that
people
should be
just go off
crazy.
what other people say. And a lot of people really ain't seen Earl fight for real. Because if they really seen Earl fight and followed Earl fighting, then they will understand Earl has all the tools that Terrence Crawford has and some. And Earl hasn't even had to show off all his skills. Now, when he gets up there and like when he fights Canelo, that'll be a different story. You'll see Earl box and doing a lot more because he's going up against a bigger fighter. But right now, Earl said he bulldozing people. And he's doing that because if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. Like, they can't stop the way I'm doing it now. And it's a tried and true method. So why should I change up? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why
Yeah.
should I change? I'm going through people. I'm destroying them. And it ain't nothing they can do about it. And like Earl, like I said before, Earl said 50% of him is better than 100% of any of these welterweights. The only welterweight that'll give Earl problems is Boots. And that'll only be for a few rounds. But
Yep.
Boots
That's
is
what I said.
good,
I
but
said I think Boots would give him some issues like round 1 through 5, 1 through 6. But once they get in the deep end, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's when Earl his best. His best is the later rounds. The mid later rounds is when he start digging and start like letting them shots off, letting them hard shots go. But if you give it to her early, that's the thing with Terrence Crawford. If he let Earl tee off and catch wind by letting him just keep going and going, Earl ain't gonna stop. He not
yeah,
gonna stop.
like they
Keep
say,
coming.
Earl like a snowball going down the hill. Like as it's going down
Exactly.
the hill, it's building up momentum and it's gathering more snow.
They be
And
thinking
Earl,
he get tired. They be thinking he get tired, but he does that. He goes 15 round sparring, 16 round,
now he
almost 20
does
round
20
sparring.
round sparring. He does 20 round
Yeah.
sparring. See, Earl is just getting warmed up by the 5th and 6th round. Like his body is just now getting loose. Like other fighters come to the ring loose because they done did a little short workout. Earl, it takes him like right for the first 6 rounds, he's cruising. Earl can
Yep.
clip off 100 punches in round 1 through 5 each round and just be warming up when the 6th round get there. And Earl, people don't understand it. People always think Earl keeps his head on the line. Yeah, Earl keeps his head on the line, but he catches and shoots. Earl will move slight to the left, slight to the right, but he brings that left hand up and he brings that right hand up. He always keeps the phone at his head. So he's catching your shots and he's firing off your
When he
shots.
shoots his shot. I like when he shoots his shot as soon as like his opponent is shooting the shot. As soon as his opponent's shooting that shot, he's shooting his shot because he knows that's that opening I gotta get back. And he always does that consistently.
Exactly. And that's the best way. Punch when your opponent's punching and you catch them out of place. And when you
Yep.
catch them out of place, then that's opening for a shot that's gonna hurt. You feel what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? And when you catch him for that shot right there, it'll do a lot more. It'll do a lot more. And what people fail to realize is Terrence Crawford ain't the same Terrence Crawford as 5 years ago. Now,
I was saying, he don't move like
Crawford?
he used to. He used to move like 5 years ago. These past few fights,
Exactly.
even when he fought Kell Brook was
That's what's the
touching him
problem right
early.
here.
Like Kell
Terrence
Brook
Crawford,
busted his eye early.
yeah, Kell Brook busted that eye, and Earl's jab is worse than Kell Brook's. But what I was gonna say is, Terrence Crawford used to be a prolific fighter. He used to have great lateral movement, hit you with both hands, and all that right there. But since he's been in the welterweight, since he's been so-called knocking out the last 10 opponents, right? He hasn't been moving. He's been sitting down on his shots, and he's been plotting forward. He's done built up strength. He's done built up bulk. He's done built up size, and he's getting older. And as you get older, that he's not working on his legs. We haven't seen Terrence Crawford on his toes in the Kell Brook fight, the Amir Khan fight, in the Sean Porter fight, the David Avenizin fight. We haven't. We seen him plotting forward. He's getting old and his legs ain't the same. He's not the 140 Terrence Crawford. So he's bulking up. When you build strength, you lose out on speed and agility. That's why Coach James said he's not going to let Jermell Charlo get that big, because you don't want to lose your speed and agility. And for Terrence Crawford's frame, he's done lost his agility.
Yeah, I think Jermell can get it done. I think he could get the win. He just has to does what he do best. The thing is, he just got to watch out for those shots that, Canelo knows when to hit. He gonna hit you with something hard on your chin, So Jermell gotta be ready for that, because of that overhand right, or that man strong. I ain't gonna lie, Canelo's strong.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you can get past Canelo's little flurries,
I'm saying
he's good. And Canelo, after he do that flurry, he tired though.
Yeah, he be tired. He be gaining his wind, trying to block punches, play defense. But he's gonna try to knock him out. That's what he's gonna try to do. He's gonna try to knock him out.
The last 4 rounds, you see John Ryder was able to beat the shit out of Canelo.
Yeah.
Whooping up on Canelo.
He was beat the hell out of him. He was.
He had Canelo's face looking like a damn pepperoni pizza, bro. Like Canelo was getting his
ass. You see why he didn't go back to Beeville? You know why he didn't go back to Beeville. He knew it, but he already knew it was gonna happen.
The showcase fight for Canelo.
Beeville would have knocked Canelo out the second time they fought. I guarantee it.
I ain't talking about Bivol. I'm talking about the last fight he just had.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, if he was to fight him again, I think he gets knocked out.
Well, Canelo already had his exit strategy planned. Like they said, he'd been talking about this fight with Jermell Charlo for months. He doing the same thing Floyd did. He made his deal with Al Heyman to get this $100 million. And see, what's crazy, he had the $100 million deal last time, but for 2 fights. Now he got to do it for 3 fights, because he went over there to the zone and had 3 fights for $85 million when they was offering him Spence for $55 million and either Charlo or Benavidez for $45 million. The PBC gonna get their money, because you say what you want, but Canelo sells. Him and Caleb Plant did 800,000 pay-per-view. So him and Charlo gonna do well over $1 million. Like, you can say what you want to say, but Canelo fans come out for him. They gonna come out. And then he's fighting a black fighter. That's all they want to see right there. Canelo versus black fighter.
That's exactly what they wanted.
And it's a Charlo. And they've been hollering for Canelo to fight somebody for a while, and they feel like Canelo has the advantage over Charlo. So they're gonna be out there in droves.
I think Jermell has to put on a great performance, because I don't think he can make it a close fight. He lets it be a close fight, they're gonna give it to Canelo.
Well, yeah, but
I just think you know how the judges be sometimes, the favoritism. They did it to Rolly. They did it to Rolly. What was the other fighter?
Hey, but bro, you got me all over the place. Let me finish this real quick about Bud though, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll get back to that, but I was trying to finish that about Bud. So look, Bud legs, he been plotting forward his last 5 fights, and he's getting older. as you get older as a boxer, you don't move as good as you used to when you was younger. Then he's adding on this weight, and he done fell in love with this power. And I done seen recent pictures of Bud, and Bud's bulking up even more. See, Bud is preparing to go to war with Spence because his fans think he can beat Spence, and people saying that he can't stand in front of Spence. And you know, Bud has a Napoleon complex. If you tell Bud he can't do something, he has to prove you wrong. And that's going to be his downfall because he's going to try to stand in front of Spence and fight. And when them punches start going, he's going to try to get on his bike. But his bike is got a rusted change and a flat tire. See, he ain't even taking care of his bike because he hasn't had to. He's been able to sit down on people and take them out. But Spence ain't the same type right there. Spence is a whole different breed. You got to bring everything for Spence. And Spence going to be too much for that man. By about the 4th or 5th round, we're going to see desperation in Bud's eyes. And one thing about Earl, you're not getting away from him. So Bud's going to have to stand and fight. Bud's going to have to keep it disciplined, though. When he gets hit by Spence, one of them good shots, he can't drop his hands like he do with everybody else and try to look for a knockout shot. Because if he drop his hands, that jab going to tag his ass, and then Earl going to hook him. And then it's going to bleed down.
And people think
quick.
that jab don't be hurting them. Earl be hurting them boys that be smiling behind that jab. That jab be hurting.
Earl done dropped somebody with a body shot with that jab. Charlo did too when he hit Jason Rosario with it. Like Derek James teach them not to waste movements. Everything that they throw is for pain. You notice you'll never see them on that speed bag or with the speed pads, hitting them pads all fast and everything. Notice all their shots be hard shots that boom, boom, thud and resounding shots. Because the way you practice is the way you're going to produce in a game.
Yep.
And the way you spar is the way you're going to fight. So ain't no use of wasting our sparring with these fake ass shots when we going to do the real shots.
I know you heard that story about Brian Norman Jr. and Bud sparring.
They dropped him.
They went by like 3 rounds, and Bud left. And Brian got the best of him from what I heard. That's what I heard.
But Brian Norman Jr., that's the same dude that got his jaw broke by a lightweight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why he didn't get the Adrian Broner fight. A lightweight broke his jaw. But I don't put too much in sparring because sparring's supposed to be in the gym. You feel what I'm saying? Sparring's supposed to be in the gym. Like I used to box. You're not supposed to disrespect the sparring. You feel what I'm saying? Like boxers that talk about sparring, I don't respect them, bro, because sparring is practice. You're not supposed to talk about practice. But a lot of people do it, man. Salute, Schizo Pro. Blessings, brother. Blessings. Shalom. That wasn't who, Shawa? Oh, my bad. That what I done got confused. No, that wasn't Brian Norman. I'm thinking about that Michael guy. That Michael dude. Never mind. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. I did hear he did that. I'm thinking about that Michael guy that was supposed to be fighting. I done got confused. My bad. Appreciate that, Shawa. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. was like that. But what's that damn people name that just had that shit with Bud and David Avenesian? Black Planet or whatever the hell it is.
I don't even know why they fought on. I don't even know why he fought David Avenesian. I don't know why.
Yeah, but that Black Planet shit, they fucked up.
I didn't
Brian
even
Norman
watch
Jr.
that fight because I already knew who was gonna win. I just was confused, like, on why he needed to fight him. Just for the money?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, Brian Norman did give him the business. I remember that. I was thinking about that Michael dude. That Michael dude that got his jaw broke that Roy Jones was training that was supposed to fight AB on that Black Planet place. BLK Prime, that's the name of it. And the BLK don't even stand for black. It don't even stand for black. It stands for like Bridgestone something. I can't remember what it was.
I
But hold
wasn't
on.
planning on buying the fight. As soon as I knew it was David Avenesian, I was like, why is he fighting David Avenesian? Out of
Because
all
like
people,
if
he could have made more money fighting somebody like Danny Garcia or something like, or Keith Thurman, but that didn't happen. For David,
just like Eastside Cruz trying not to take a fight that's gonna risk his Tank bag, and I hope Tank don't get that man another fight because he don't deserve it. He got beat by the first one. You feel me?
with one hand.
Yeah, with one hand. But that link down for anybody else that want to come up here as well.
Tank made him look slow, like very
Now,
slow.
Tank showed everybody he had boxing ability. And see, Earl has great boxing ability. I have a video on my page when Earl was younger. But Earl fights off the front, back foot. He has an impeccable jab. He can stand on his toes. Like, he boxed Chris Algieri before he started to mow him down. And see, that's the thing. When Terrence Crawford finally get hit by Earl, I want to see what he does. I want to see if he keeps his damn composure or if he tries to fight. But the thing is, this is the thing that's going to hurt Crawford the most. Crawford's bulking up for one, right? So he's got this extra weight on him. Now you got a guy like Errol Spence that throw at least 100 punches around. Crawford used to throw about 30 to 40 punches around. So you're going to have to throw punches to keep up with Earl, right? So you got extra weight. You're throwing more punches around. Earl's body attack. Earl's going to be hitting that body. So you got Earl hitting your body, throwing extra punches, and you got extra weight. And then trying to get away from Earl hitting that body. That's 4 things that's going to be sapping Terrence Crawford's stamina and strength. Terrence Crawford is going to be winded by the 6th, 7th round because he fights at a pace. Earl's going to push that pace the same way Ramon Villa tried to push that pace on Boots. Earl's going to push that pace, but he's going to have an educated jab coming with it. And Terrence Crawford has known to be swole up in the last couple of fights. It doesn't take much to swell his eye up. Earl is going to have that eye looking like Martin after he fought Tommy Hearns. Nah, anti-black Cherry Pitbull don't deserve that fight. He does not deserve that fight. And I would say, nah, I was about to say Boots had a better resume than Crawford, but I ain't going to disrespect Crawford like that. But his resume ain't much better. But I can tell you this right here, and people can they can believe it or not. Earl's gonna make this fight look real simple. He gonna make this fight look real simple. And Bud doesn't even know what's coming to him, man. And I feel sorry because Bomac and them, they so confident. And they feel like, yeah, Rick Sims, I want to see how Earl reacts after he get hit. But Earl just did an interview saying that he could take Bud's shot. He ain't worried about it. And they say they sparred before, so if he's sitting there saying he can eat Earl's shot, Bud's shot, and he ain't worried about it. This is words from Earl. I played it at the beginning of the chat. He just did an interview. He said he can take Bud's shots. He ain't worried about it. So we got.
You know what made me doubt Bud? You know what made me doubt Bud is when he said the body shots not gonna work on him. When he said that a few years back to Earl, I was just thinking like, Earl really be touching the body. If he can be touching you all night, I don't know if it's gonna look good for you if you let him just touch on your body.
See, but one thing I like about this, Bud's gonna be trying to punch while Earl punching, and Earl's gonna be punching while Bud's punching. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, but it's gonna be just like Hagler and Hearns. It's gonna be a great fight as long as it lasts. I don't think it's gonna go too much long though. It's not gonna be a long fight. This fight, they're gonna get in there and get their differences over real quick, and then everybody going home.
Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. Right now, I believe Earl's gonna get the best. But I can feel it. I know it's coming. I bet on Earl so many times, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't
Coach
think I'm
Amber,
gonna
you want
stop.
me to tell you why I don't think it's going to the cards? Because Earl he has 100% knockout rate when he has strength and conditioning. The 3 fights he didn't have strength and conditioning was Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, and Danny Garcia. But Chris Van Heerden, Chris Algieri, Leonard Bundu, Kell Brook, Lamont Peterson, Carlos Ocampo, Yanadas Ugas, he's had strength and conditioning. And no, Earl's been hit by a Ferrari and the pavement. He's been hit by Emmanuel Larte. He done took 2 clean shots from Danny Garcia after the bell. He done been hit by Ugas. He done been hit by anybody that you get hit by. And Earl still, you ain't even see that man knees buckle. Earl is gonna jump up into Terrence Crawford's soul and snatch it out, man. And see, Derek James got the play. See, this is another thing. Derek James. You heard what Earl said? He said, I'm gonna follow the plan my coach has. And see, Terrence, like I went back and looked at the Mean Machine fight. That 5-piece combo put Terrence on his ass. And that was on the inside. And see, I think
Earl
Terrence
got
going to
the shorter reach, but when it comes to close distance, he gonna have the advantage with
Earl
the
has
shorter partner.
a 1.5 inch reach disadvantage, but Earl's jab will get there before Terrence's punches. See, Terrence
I'm
throws
saying like
ruthless
in the
shots.
inside, he gonna
Yeah.
be getting his shots off first. Really, to me, when it comes to the inside, when he's fighting on the inside, because Earl's faster than what people think. Like
But yeah,
I've,
Coach Amber, hold on for a second. Coach Amber, Blu-ray was doing him and Earl was working without the weights at first though, Coach Amber. But they brought Blu-ray in for the Pacquiao fight. Blu-ray was in there for the Pacquiao fight, Coach Amber. But he had the eye injury. Salute, Roger. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Shawar. Blu-ray said they never used weights. Everything they did was calisthenics. And he just built them up like that. But I'm gonna tell you like this: when Earl used to get strength and conditioning from Blu-ray, Earl was strong, boy. He was real strong.
Earl was doing a lot of knocking out
Somebody get
around
that
that time
thanks
too.
name dude up out of here, please. The fuck? The fuck is this motherfucker? Thanks, Shane girl. Like, what the fuck? That was some crazy shit right there, man. Motherfucker talking about putting drugs in the motherfucking drink and shit. Nah, bro. You gotta go with that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy as hell. But yeah, with Blu-ray, every time he went with Blu-ray, that was a knockout. But see, with Ugas, he didn't have Blu-ray. And Earl was strong, but Ugas wouldn't have been able to move Earl the way he did if he had Blu-ray. Cause
I
when he
rewatched
had
that Ugas fight. That
when he
Ugas,
had Blu-ray,
everybody was talking about how Ugas was just standing there. He was throwing some hard shots, like some good counters at Earl, but Earl's defense just so good he couldn't catch him. So
like with Blu-ray, Earl was sturdy. Earl was sturdy with Blu-ray. But yeah, Coach Amber, that's what I don't get. Because he never used I appreciate that, Brian Branch. He even said he never used weights with Errol Spence. And the only fight Blu-ray really didn't do was the Ugas because he had prepared him for the Pacquiao fight. Because they said he was in camp for the Pacquiao fight. I don't know. I'm hoping that they brought Blu-ray back to this camp. I hope they got him back at this camp right here. Because if they do, that's what they need right there. Because Blu-ray have him strong. Like that other strength and conditioning, he had Earl strong, but Earl wasn't Blu-ray strong, bro. Cause like Ugas would have been able to move him the way he did. Cause Ugas was wrestling with Earl a little bit. And when Earl had that Blu-ray strength, that's what Kell Brook went up against him. And Kell Brook say, boy, that man right there, he real strong. You know, Earl was strong. That Blu-ray strength different. Blu-ray had that man top notch. So I hope they did bring Blu-ray back in. Yeah, I know Spence can beat him with or without Blu-ray, Mike, but I'm just saying Blu-ray it's just a work of art with Blu-ray there with them. Like they something special together. Blu-ray and Earl is like it's like peanut butter and jelly, man. It's just
I
that.
be watching Blu-ray channel. He got a YouTube channel. I'll be watching his channel
Yeah,
still.
Blu-ray done blew up a little bit, but see, I respect Blu-ray because Blu-ray say even if he don't work with Earl, he said he would never work with Crawford or nobody that'll ever fight Earl. So I respect that right there. Like even if the man don't rock with you no more, or you not working with him no more, he still ain't going to the other side. That's real right there. A lot of
Blu-ray know
people
what's
think that
going.
like
Blu-ray
a
know what's
lot of
gonna
people think
happen.
like well he don't
Blu-ray
mess with
already
me no
know.
more,
That's the
so
thing.
I'm
He
gonna
already know
give
what's gonna
somebody
happen
else.
July 29th.
But yeah, Blu-ray a real guy. And I mean shit. They need to get Blu-ray in there to get with AJ ass for real. Cause AJ locked in for Wilder. Yeah, they locked AJ and Wilder in. So AJ need to get some of that Blu-ray. And shit. The only reason that AJ's on my list is because he's with Derrick James. Because I like Wilder. Daryl Deloach, what's going on, big dog? What's up, Asante Hill? Let me drop this link, y'all. Got some new people in here. They might want to come up here and talk a little something. But yeah, like I rock with Derrick James and Man Down. You know, I talk to Derrick James on Instagram. That's my guy. I mean, if Derrick James trading you, I mean, I gotta rock with you. You know, I'm Team Strap season Man Down. Well, it's too late to call him down, Shawar. They ain't got but like 2 more weeks left for training. Like, well, they ain't got but like 1 more week left for strength and conditioning. And I think this is the last week of sparring. Hold on, they might have stopped sparring already because you know your last 3 weeks you don't want to do no sparring because you don't want to risk getting hurt. Yeah, I mean, shit, girl, you know, AJ got to be perfect for 12 rounds, or AJ got to show his power. My guy Daryl Deloach been with me since day one. I gotta rich him up real quick. But yeah, that
AJ still with Derrick James, right?
yeah, AJ with Derrick James.
Hopefully, he get this W.
Yeah, he about to fight Dillian White.
Yeah, Dillian White. Yeah.
He probably don't Shawar, but he about to get that paycheck. And with Derrick James being a trader, he gets a nice little chunk of that paycheck too. Derrick James about to have a great year this year because I think like the trader gets like 10%. So you know, hey, Coach Amber, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Don't the trader gets like 10% of the fight purse? Well, I think the trainer gets like 10% of the fight purse. So Ryan Garcia got a fight coming up. I think Ryan trying to fight Rowley. You got Errol Spence about to fight Terrence Crawford. You got AJ fighting Dillian White, then Wilder. Charlo fighting Canelo. Derek James about to get rich this year. Like 10% about to look real good. Appreciate that Hayavata with the super sticker.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz, he said he had responded back to Deontay Wilder about the contract negotiations or whatever. It's talking about his daddy just helping him so he can get the most amount of money he can make. So he's in it for the money really for Wilder. He's just trying to get it for the money. But he said supposedly he gonna show Wilder since he think he just a fat boy or something like that.
Who?
But
Andy Ruiz.
yeah, he just said that earlier. I watched a video of it. I think it was on Fight Hype. I don't know. I think it
Oh,
was.
so 3 to 5, Coach Amber. Okay. Well, shit, 5% is still good. Like AJ get 50 mil, 5% of that, that's good money. And if Earl Spence and them do over a mil, that'll be 50 mil for Earl. And Ryan Garcia, if people might not realize, but Ryan Garcia fights Rolly, that's gonna be pay-per-view. And if Ryan Garcia fights Rolly, that's gonna do numbers. You got a Daryl Deloach, man. You been with me since day one, man. You been down since day one. Right now, all y'all my day ones right now, because we just now starting to grow. Well, thrill here, like the ring rust, right? Earl Spence, he really ain't he really doesn't get ring rust like that because he has championship sparring where he at. Like you got the undisputed champion of 154 in there with you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Black Cherry. But you got different trait. Like if you not boxing and training all the time and sparring, yeah, you get ring rust. But Earl's been in the gym since the Pacquiao fight got turned down. Since before he was gonna fight Ugas. And then he got in there with Ugas, he was a little anxious. But he calmed back down and he settled down. But as soon as he fought Ugas 2 days later, they was back in the gym working for Crawford. So they've been preparing for Crawford for almost 2 years. And Crawford been just doing what he do. So now Earl's in tip top shape. Earl came to training camp about 170 pounds. And you don't know what that's like for a guy that's used to coming like 190 and 180 something. See, Earl just by sparring will cut down to 150, about 153 just by sparring. And then the worst cut is the last week. That sparring takes it up off of you. That sparring to take at least 15 pounds off of you. So Earl came in perfect weight for this training camp. And so he's gonna hit this weight no problem. And then Bud's gonna have a problem because Bud is bulking up. Like Bud is getting huge. But see, that's where you're wrong. See, Bomac and them, they don't know the arts of war. They use that backwoods country logic. Like, we gonna fight strength with strength. You know what I mean? And they still going off that. Well, you did knock out Porter and I did. Like, that's gonna be their downfall right there. They not thinking Earl hits as hard as he does because of that Porter fight. And that's what's gonna hurt him. Because that's all they bring up is the Porter fight, Porter fight, Porter fight. What they don't mention is Porter had to get hip replacement surgery after Earl. And Porter almost lost to Famila right after he fought Earl a year later. Sean Porter was a shell of himself. He said Earl was supposed to be his last fight, but he didn't want to turn down that payday of fighting Bud. That's all that was, a payday. He didn't even take training camp seriously. Don't you know when he trained for Earl, he had over 4 or 5 coaches in there they had everybody over there for Earl. And they had been in training camp for 6 months for Earl. They was bringing out all the stops for Errol Spence. And he still lost. And Earl still had to go to fat camp. And Earl didn't take it serious. But like I said, Earl didn't even take that fight serious. And see, Earl stopped. He started going out there partying and everything, enjoying the fruits of his labor. And the fruits of his labor, caught up with him. Now he's fighting for what's important, his family, his legacy. Just like I feel like Earl don't have but about 3 more fights left in him, if we being honest. Earl, he about to be undisputed. He's only fighting top name people right now. He's only fighting top name people. If you're not a top name, Earl's not about to fight you. I think Earl might fight Tim Tszyu next, moving up to get to the 154 division. And I'm thinking if Charlo wins undisputed at 168, Charlo will have no problem dropping that WBO belt and Earl coming up fighting Tim Tszyu, since Tim Tszyu keeps calling the Earl out. Tim Tszyu's looking for a payday, and he really is enamored with his power. He thinks he's a boxer, and he's not. He's like a Ramon Villa, for real. And that's why I said the other day, Boots did what he was supposed to do with Ramon Villa. But Ramon Villa was tailor-made for Boots to do that, because it was tailor-made for Rashidi Ellis first. Rashidi Ellis, for the first 7 rounds, was beating the shit out of Ramon Villa. People forget that. People forget how Rashidi Ellis was looking like Sugar Ray Leonard on that man. He was hitting him with all types of bombs. He was styling on him. He was looking real good. But Rashidi Ellis' gas tank had water in it, like I said before. And he sputtered, and that man caught fire. And when he dropped Rashidi twice in that 11th round, PBC made a call and was like, look, we can sell this guy right here. And Rashidi looking bad right now. So they made an executive decision, and Rashidi Ellis had to bite the bullet. And they made Boots and Vila. They sacrificed Rashidi Ellis for Boots, basically, which they was going to do in the first place anyway. They was trying to build Rashidi up so they could sacrifice him to Boots in the first place. But this fight right here was even more better, because this guy supposedly beat Rashidi. He's a come-forward fighter. And plus, he makes a better style for Boots, because Rashidi Ellis has a lot of lateral movement like Karen Kukadaja. See, if Boots was fighting Rashidi would have him all over the ring, pot shotting him and boxing him. And we know how Boots looks against people with a lot of lateral movement. So they made the call, and Rashidi got X'd out. Not saying that it's over for Rashidi. They're going to find something for him eventually. But notice, after that fight, you ain't heard Rashidi name mentioned. Sometimes you just a sacrifice. Sometimes you're a sacrifice, and sometimes, if you the goods, you the goods. But the PBC, thank you so much, Coach Amber. EJ bangs on the hips and shoulder joints, too. Not only hurts, but will slow you down your output also. Exactly. Earl hits you on the hips and in them sides. So you're not going to be able to move like that. That's what Sean Porter attests to. But like I was saying, Rashidi Ellis, anybody go back and look at that fight, the first 7 rounds, he was looking just like Boots, maybe a little bit better, because he was styling on him, bro. He was damn hitting with 4-5 piece combos. Like he was damn shucking and jiving on him. He was shoe shuffling on him. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mike Rhythm. They was trying to build Rashidi up. That's what they was doing. That's why they had him on the same card. They gave Rashidi a tough fight to build him up and make him look good, so it'd be good for him and Boots. And then they gave Boots Karen Kukadaja, gave him a fight with a person that was athletic, so Boots could get used to cutting off the ring because Rashidi Ellis utilizes lateral movement. So they was giving Boots practice for Rashidi. They was giving him somebody that moves a lot like Rashidi does, so Boots can get used to the movement. But that nigga ran the whole fight, and Rashidi ran out of gas. So when Rashidi ran out of gas, they decided to cut the losses and was like, look, we just put this Vila guy in there with Boots because, they Spanish versus black, that sells. And, see, Rashidi needed more rounds. See, he was on a 2-year layoff, and then his first fight back, he knocked the dude out in like 1 or 2 rounds. That wasn't enough rounds for him. I think he had like 2 fights, and he dropped both of them early. He wasn't getting his rounds in. And see, he thought he was going to take this other guy out, but Vila ate everything that man had. Hey, Coach Amber, Earl was beating Ugas like, when you was young, us older people, like my granddad used to whoop my ass. He used to latch on my arm, and wherever that belt struck, that's where I got hit at. It ain't just hit you on your ass, it's your back, neck, every damn thing. Hey, Mike Rhythm, you be in other chats too, don't you? Hey, Shawad, have we seen Mike Rhythm in other chats? All right. We go ahead and get it right. Like I said, y'all my day ones right now. After this week right here, everybody else ain't nobody else getting rich. If after this week, then we just gonna grow the channel because I'm growing my viewers every day on my videos. But when they come in, ain't no more riches popping out. I'm just getting my core people now, my day ones, people that came with me when I'm getting started. And after that, Jermaine Wood, what do you mean worried about Spence's balance? Meaning he can't be taking shots from Crawford falling all over the place because it's gonna get ugly. Blue blood noticed it against Ugas. Spence was falling all over the place because he dropped his mouthpiece because he thought his veneers got knocked out. Refill his salute. Yeah, Valentine, get y'all right real quick. So, when I get 100,000 people in here, y'all can keep them straight. Yeah, that's what I was saying, TZ Frank. Ugas had been pushing Spence. That's why I said when Spence was Blu-ray strong, Ugas wouldn't have been able to do that right there. But Spence has great balance. Ugas had to push that man, trying to push him up off of him because Spence was hitting that man in the body. He was tearing that nigga body up. He was trying to get him up off of him by any means necessary. When you got somebody destroying you like that, shit, you try to push him off of him too. Yeah, I think that's what they was talking about too, Auntie. But yeah, you gonna push somebody up off of you when you get beat on. Shit. Those weren't light shots they was taking. All right, who wants to hop up here? I'm about to drop a link. That's all he could do, Edgar, because Spence was beating on that man. He had to push him up off of him. He was like, shit, let me get him up off of me. As soon as he pushed Spence up off of him, Spence bounced right back on him. He was right back on him. Like, it was down right back.
Y'all trying to make some guaranteed money, you better bet on Spence.
That's free
Tell
money
him.
right there.
Tell him.
I'm taking Spence in the knockout. It's plus 550 right now. And I'm gonna put some money on each round because hell, you can't lose. But Spence gonna drop that man up off of here. T. Wells, salute, brother. Hey, y'all go check Reed 215 Philly and TZ Frank's pages out for me. Y'all check them out for me. But anybody want
I
to
don't want to
hop
hear
on, there go the
nobody
link
now
right
saying
there.
Earl will be the pound for pound. He is going to be the pound for pound best out of all the boxes after this fight, to me, Earl. Then when he moves up, then he could prove himself more. But I just believe he's pound for pound after this fight with Terrence.
Yeah, Spence is in Vegas with Frank Martin right now, training for Frank Martin fight. But Spence is gonna be staying in Vegas until his Crawford fight. You know that he doing his last 2 weeks of training in Vegas anyway. So you know how that is. Boy, we almost 2 weeks away. We are 2 weeks and like 4 days away from the big fight. And what makes this fight so great? 4 days before the fight, we get Fulton and Inouye. Like, brother, y'all understand? In the next 2 months, we getting Fulton Inouye, Spence Crawford. Then we getting Charlo and Canelo in September. Like, whoa, this has been a great year for boxing. And if we get Devin and Shakur, that'll be even better. But like I said, I don't think Devin and Shakur gonna happen. I think Devin wait no tank. And see, that's what Devin need to do. Just come out and say, if I'm coming to 135, but nobody but Tank. Because people respect that.
Yeah, I think they'll be best for Devin. I can see why he needs to stay at 140. I mean, he wants to stay at 140 now. I mean, he that going 135 killing him. You know, so
Yeah, T. Wells,
he
Wilder,
grew
Joshua
he
in
grew out of
December, though, bro.
that stage, and he can only go to 140. He won him.
Yeah,
I
hold on
heard
a
he was
second,
trying to
bro.
fight
Hold on for a second,
Regis
bro.
Progress.
Bro, hold on for a second. Yeah, Wilder and Joshua, that's in December, T. Wells. You got Joshua versus Dillian White. And Wilder trying to get Andy Ruiz, but Andy Ruiz trying to price himself out.
Trying to get paid, trying to get that money.
Valentine, Blu-ray is the band, dog. What's wrong with that? Blu-ray is that dude, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you, bro, but Blu-ray is that guy.
I mean, Shakur Stevens, then he just reached out to PBC to push the mandatory status for
I
Devin
think
Haney.
I think that Shakur hit the WBC. I think Jay Prince. I think Jay Prince had sent the letter to the WBC telling them that they wanted to activate the mandatory because they feel like they're gonna get a bigger cut. But
They said something about 50%, something like that.
they're
But
not gonna
I
get
don't know.
50%. They're not gonna get 50%. And
So I said Devin got the belts. So.
Andy Ruiz wants 50%. That's the problem. He feel like him and Wilder's on the same level. Like, dude, you don't even fucking sell. Like, You and Ortiz, didn't him and Ortiz do a pay-per-view? I thought him and Ortiz did a pay-per-view.
And he didn't fight nobody that's like
Hold on for a
a
second. Let me
Tyson
ask the
Fury
chat
level.
something real quick. Didn't Andy Ruiz and Ortiz do pay-per-view? I'm thinking that was a pay-per-view fight. Because I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I thought, Shade Girl. Yeah. Andy Ruiz and Ortiz, they barely made their money back off that fight. Like, I think the boys got like $4 and $3 million apiece. Like, that fight was horrible. And so now he think he gonna price himself with Wilder like that. Like, he talking about he want 50%. But see, that's his dad in this era. See, his dad is trying to damn be all in his business and stuff. His dad telling him, like, Andy, you need to take this, this, and this. Because, see, he supporting his dad's construction business. And, see, that's not going to work with Wilder. Because, see, like Wilder say, if I bypass you this fight, you going on the shelf. And who you going to fight? And, see, who you going to fight? If Wilder don't fight Ruiz, who you going to fight? Like Wilder said, you going on the shelf. Like, you had a signature win against AJ. You didn't even hold the belts a year. The next fight, you lost them. And it's funny. Did y'all hear how they did Andy Ruiz? They said while Andy Ruiz was in the hotel, every day, they kept sending him a large pizza up there. Like, the people, they were sending Andy Ruiz a large pizza every day to the hotel room. And Andy was like, well, hell, it's a free pizza. So he kept eating it. So they kept sending him a large free pizza every day. And his ass blew up like 70 pounds for that fight. Like, they fed that man. But he look like he in some great shape right now. It'll be a good fight, but he pricing himself out. Now, it was Ortiz. It was Ortiz because they was making that Chris Arreola fight would have never been a pay-per-view, but it was Ortiz. I was just making sure it was pay-per-view like I thought, because I remember being mad about that shit. Like, how y'all putting this bullshit on pay-per-view? And I didn't even buy it. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and watched that shit up there. If Ruiz don't fight Wilder, ain't nobody else for him to fight. Like Wilder said, Al Heyman gonna put his ass on the shelf. Because he's not being agreeable with people. Like, he's being a prima donna right now and he's messing up fights. Like, they've been trying to do this Wilder Ruiz fight for like 4 months now. They've been trying to do this fight for like 4 months now. He holding up progress. And so if he don't get with this Wilder fight, Ruiz taking his ass going on the shelf. You see, Keith Thurman said he wish he would have took that fight that they offered him in COVID. Because, hell, PBC put Keith Thurman ass on the shelf. When they come to you with a fight and you don't accept that fight, they move on to the next person. Exactly, Coach Everett. He said a nigga, he basically said a nigga going on the shelf, really. But he taking up space. Like, he taking up space. If you're not going to make the fights, then why are you here? PBC got too many fighters to be sitting there with a fighter that don't want to fight. If you're not going to fight, you can take your ass home. Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa is not about to play with you. Shalom, Judah. Y'all hold on 1 second. Let's see. Exactly, T-Rails. Wilder offered that man 70-30. It don't get no sweeter than that. Because if he fights Buck style, Shalom, brother, if he fights Wilder, that's going to be a pay-per-view fight. You getting 70-30. Wilder going to bring in at least $300K fighting Andy Ruiz. He going to bring at least 300. You getting at least $300K. That's a $30 million fight easy. That's $30 million right there. That's $9 million he's able to make. He'll make $9 million off of that. That's more than he's made. That's more than he done. That's more. Matter of fact, I don't know how much he made with that AJ fight. I know the first AJ fight he didn't make shit. Does anybody know what he made on that second AJ fight? Well, shit. Look, I appreciate everybody for coming out. We're going to go ahead and cut it short because my boy Just Do is on. I appreciate everybody, man. I love you all. We're going to probably try to get started earlier. We're going to find a better time. Or I'm going to work some time out with somebody else. But I appreciate all y'all for coming. Y'all make sure y'all hit the notifications so y'all know when we're going live. But if I see y'all, I'll let y'all know. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out here, man. For real. This upper echelon. By next year, we're going to be large and out charged right here, man. This is going to be the place where everybody come through next year. I'm going to make sure of it. And I'm waiting after this this Spence fight to get my interview with Derek James going. But I'm about to play the outro music. And y'all make sure y'all go see Just Do. Y'all make sure everybody right here, make sure y'all go over and Just Do. Hey, I want to see y'all over there at Just Do. Hey, Anti-Black Terror, is there a way you can winch up to the weapon? I can't do it on this phone right here. Or Shawa. Hey, James, go grab my other phone, brother. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. Yeah, I know. I'm out here. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army. All right, peace and blessings all. Shalom. I'm gonna let the thing finish off before I cut it. Well, Shawa, I'm gonna make a couple videos in a little bit. I'll probably make about 2 videos today. Y'all make sure y'all check out the videos. In about 2 hours, I'm gonna have a couple of posts. I posted one earlier, but I'm gonna make a couple videos today. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Upper Echelon. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it